Welcome back to Wonder Dream podcast. This is episode 9. This is the second to last podcast that we're doing. The next one, which will be episode 10, will be the last one. Obviously, the last podcast which I did put up was quite lengthy. I went through like TV shows and films that I recommended and horror stuff, and then I linked in quite a lot of other stuff, which you can watch and go out there. And I also spoke a little bit more about the music production one, which was the podcast before, because I know quite a lot of you were asking me about it, so I just went into a little bit detail about that. So this podcast is going to be on video games. I don't know which one the last one will be, because it's not that I'm running out of ideas, it's because the ideas which I did have for all 10 episodes I've kind of crammed into 8. I crammed two ideas into one podcast, which was the last one, and then 3 ideas into another one. So I'm just trying to think what to do for the last one. But obviously, like I said, this one's going to be on video games. It's just not my own personal preferences, and you can comment on what your favorite video games are and all that. And I'll go down the routes of games that I've played, my favorite games and all that. So let's jump straight into it. Video games, yeah. So I first got into video games quite a young age. I started off playing Pac-Man. Of all games, yeah, Pac-Man. So I playing Pac-Man and Tetris. So very, very old games, retro games there. And then I started on playing Street Fighter 2. Oh, really good game. And then Mario Brothers, the 1980s, the really, really old one. I started playing that on like an arcade machine. I used to go to like an arcade place. It's not there anymore back home. They had like a massive arcade place with that retro gaming like Pac-Man, Tetris. You had Street Fighter. You had Mario Brothers. You had Asteroids. There was just loads. Oh, you had Centipede. That was I used to play that a lot. Centipede on the arcade machines. They had a Castlevania one and all. I quite enjoyed playing that actually on the arcade machine. So yeah, I got into gaming through like arcade machines and like an arcade place back home. And then I started developing, I started video games. And then after all of this, I decided I got a PS1. This is going back a long time ago. PlayStation 1, should I say. And then I got a lot of games. I got into like a lot of other gamings. I remember the first game I played on the PlayStation 1 was Crash Team Racing. Was the first game I played on the PlayStation 1, which was the first console game I ever played, was Crash Team Racing. They're actually doing a remaster version, and that was just coming out for the PS4. And is it Crash Tag Team Racing? It's rather Crash Team Racing or Crash Tag, or is it the Nitro one? It's one of the two. Yeah, that's been remastered. That's coming out soon. So fun times. I'll be getting that. So yeah, I started playing Crash Tag Team Racing, and then I started playing a lot of the Final Fantasy games, and then Tekken. And then I got into playing some really, really. Crash Bandicoot after playing, Crash Team Racing. Everyone's played Crash Bandicoot on the PlayStation 1, who hasn't? I played pretty much Crash Bandicoot, most of them. Crash Bash was a really good one on the PlayStation 1. Obviously, Castlevania, which one was it? Castlevania Sympathy of the Night. I started playing that. The only reason I started playing that is because I got into Castlevania because of the arcade machine, which was in the arcade place, which I started off. That's where like my gaming interest came into it. That's where I started off playing that. So I started playing like Castlevania Symphony of the Night on the PS1, which I quite enjoyed. I actually played that recently, because I've got like a emulator on my laptop, and I've actually got Castlevania Symphony and a couple of ones on there, which I play now and then when I've got free time to myself. I also remember playing Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone on PlayStation 1. Oh my god, those graphics. Oh my god, if you look at that now to then, oh dear, it was such a good game though. It was Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone on PlayStation 1. That's going back about 18 years, round about then. Jesus, yeah, I remember playing that and all on the PlayStation 1. And then I just got into like different games, just from there onwards, finding I had quite a lot. And then obviously I played a lot of Tomb Raider. I played more so on the PS1, and then obviously Final Fantasy was a big thing for me. I'm a big Final Fantasy fan. I played pretty much all of the games, all on PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. Well, I've got most of them on Steam now, so I play them on Steam. So I haven't played them for a while, obviously, but I have completed them all on Steam and all on console. I've pretty much played all of the Final Fantasy games. I do remember one which was on the GameCube, which was really, really good. It was like a multiplayer one. Let me just look it up. Like I said, I'm not going to edit these down, so I can look them up. It was only released on the GameCube. Was this Final Fantasy game? I can't remember what it was called. Oh, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. Yeah, it was just released. Oh, it's been released on the Switch. They're remastering. Oh, fun times. I didn't know that. Yeah, they're remastering Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles for the Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4. Ooh, fun times. Fun times. But yeah, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, I used to play that a lot on the GameCube. It's a really good, to say it's like a Final Fantasy spin-off thing, it was a really, really, really good game. But yeah, remastering it, oh god, yes, I'll definitely get in that when that comes out. I didn't know about that actually. I didn't know they were remastering Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. So yeah, that's one game which I used to play a lot on the GameCube. Harvest Moon is another game which I played quite a lot on the GameCube. I mean, I adore the Harvest Moon games. I played them on the DS. I played them on GameCube. I played most of the 3DS. The 3DS ones are not that good, the Harvest Moon games, but A Wonderful Life on the GameCube is the best Harvest Moon game in my opinion, which was on the GameCube, but then it's on PS4 now, and it got released onto the PS4 a year or two ago. But yeah, I used to play that a lot on the GameCube. Literally every time, I used to boot up my GameCube when I had it. How long did this go? About 14 years ago. I must have been about 9. And I used to play Harvest Moon and Wonderful Life a lot. I mean, the amount of hours I put into that game. I still play it now and then. Obviously, like I said, I've got emulators for GameCube, PS2, I've got emulators, so I still do just nostalgia, going back playing those those games. It's like a nostalgic feeling. But yeah, after getting PS1, after getting into gaming, playing all that, and Chrono Trigger was a series which I quite enjoyed actually. That was on the PS1. It's like a Final Fantasy. It's a role playing game. It's got a Final Fantasy feeling to it. As Chrono Trigger. There's also Chrono Cross. That was released before that was released after Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger was a very, very mid 90s game. But yeah, I got into games from that, and then the Silent Hill games was another thing which I played a lot on the PlayStation 1 and 2. Those games I adore. I love the Silent Hill franchise games. I keep going back and forth playing all those because I absolutely adore those films. And the Mortal Kombat games, the Mortal Kombat was it Annihilation? That was also another GameCube game. I think that's the best Mortal Kombat one. I think it was Mortal Kombat, or it might have been Armageddon actually. Was it Armageddon or Annihilation? It was the one where you was able to walk around in the town and collect all these medallions and all that, and you could walk around. It was like a role playing. No, Annihilation was the film, not the game. I can't remember what it was called. It was on the PlayStation 2. It's not Shoreline Monks. That's another game which I quite enjoy. That's just like a fighting game, like Tekken and Street Fighter. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah. I thought it was Armageddon, but it's not. It was on the GameCube though. That's why it's good not to edit these down, because then. Was it Deadly Alliance? No, it wasn't. It was Deception. Yes, Mortal Kombat Deception. That is the best Mortal Kombat game. That's the one where you could walk around the town. It was the Chaos Realm. You could walk. It was a huge, massive role-playing game. It's the best Mortal Kombat one is. They haven't done a game like that for Mortal Kombat since it's all been just fighting. They haven't actually done an open world Mortal Kombat game ever since Deception. I really wish they would, because Deception's it was a really good game. Like I said, it's probably one of the best Mortal Kombat ones, just because of the open worldness, and you had a story in that to it instead of it just being a fighting game. But they haven't done one since, and that was released a good 14 years ago. That's why I got my interest into the Mortal Kombat games. But then I stopped playing them because they were just fighting games. It's I want a game that's I'm more into role playing open world games, like Fallout. Skyrim, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Dragon Age, The Witcher. More like open world games where you can go around, Red Dead Redemption, games like that nowadays, that, role playing games, open world generated games, because, you can go out and do stuff, and you can mod the hell out of it. That's another fun thing about those kind of games, you can mod them out. I do play like little like indie games, little like cute indie games like, like Stardew Valley. There's just been an update for Stardew Valley actually, which should be fun. I played the multiplayer, came out quite a long ago. I did play it with one of my mates, but we haven't gone into depths of it. But Dead Island and all, that's another game which I quite enjoyed playing. It's it goes into they're doing a new one, but I don't know what, Dead Island 2. But I don't know when it's been released on that. They were working on it, but it keeps falling through. That's why I play a lot of like early access games on Steam now, because obviously I've got 7 Days to Die, which I really love that game. There's Rust. I haven't played Rust in quite a while now. It's been updated to hell, and the specs for it now, since it's been updated, my laptop can't really run it that well, because it's something like, I think was it something like, even though I've got 16GB RAM and I've got a really good graphics card in it, it's just the fact that Rust's system requirements now are just ridiculous. Like, they really are. I can run it, but it does like lag now and then, which is a bit gutting, because I really did like enjoy, playing Rust. I used to play it with Base Hunter. He had his own server and all that on there. I used to like, I've actually got him on Steam. I do talk to him now and then and game with him. I used to game with him a lot on Rust for a couple of years. For quite a few years, he had his own server, so people were jumping in there and like gaming with him. But he's currently gaming a lot on EVE Online. I have played EVE Online a couple of times. I might like get into it and then join Base Hunter's server, because he did like message me on Steam saying like saying if I'd like if I'd played EVE Online, because I play with him a lot on Rust. He's a sound guy. I mean, I've met him quite a couple of times, and always when I've gone to some of his gigs, that's how I got his Steam account, because he was like, "Oh, do your game?" I was like, "Yes." He was like, "Add me on Steam." I was like, "Oh, sound." So yeah, like I said, I play quite a lot of like early access games. Currently, I played Slime Rancher. That's a really, really good game. I think that's out of early access now. There's like a lot of like different things that you can go down when it comes to that. Rake was really good when it first came out. No one plays that anymore. That was. It's similar to like The Forest. If you've ever played The Forest on Steam, so I mix and match. I don't like stick to one like genre of game. If it's a game and I look at it and it looks good, then I'll play it. I mean, I don't just just stick to one. It has to be open world. It has to be. I do like switch around a bit. Like shop around on Steam. See what games are in early access or whatnot, and then see what all the games are about. Obviously, but I do have, like I said, I do have my own preference of games which I do enjoy playing. Like I said, open world games like Elder Scrolls, Fallout games, Dragon Age. Smells like stupid. I love the Sims games. I mean, The Sims is just... I remember when the first... Oh my God, I love the first Sims. The original Sims that came out, the first Sims. Because of the Making Magic expansion pack. I remember absolutely... I remember my mum had to like keep pulling me away from the PC, because I just wouldn't stop playing the original Sims when I was younger. I absolutely used to adore the first... It was so... I used to like... sadistically like just kill off all the Sims, just like burn them all, like, kill them off in like the most sadistic ways. I absolutely loved that as a kid. Literally, I think many people have grown up just playing this. I still play the Sims now. Obviously, I've got all the Sims games, Sims 1, 2. Well, I don't have the first one. I'm gonna re-get it because I love it. Because they're Making Magic expansion pack, and then the Celebrity expansion pack. I absolutely love them. So I'm gonna shop around to see if anyone's selling the complete collection. But I have Sims 2. I have the complete collection that on Origin. I have the Sims 3 with all the expansion packs on Steam. I've got the Sims 4 with all the expansion packs. I haven't played the Sims 4's latest expansion pack, which is Strangerville. I will get around to it after I've done all this stuff in the next couple of days. I'm going to get around to it. I'm going to bash out the Sims 4 a bit more. because there's a couple of I haven't actually played Get Famous yet either, on to see what's on there on top of the Strangerville game pack. So I've got quite a lot which I can and I put quite a lot of more mods onto it too, so I've got a lot that I can rough around on that. Also, another game which I was absolutely obsessed with when I was young, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Oh my god, those games are a gem. Both of them, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords. Oh my god, I've got them on Steam. I must be hitting about 500 hours on each of them. I just keep going back and forth to them, and the fact that there's quite a lot of mods for them now, and also you can make them look like HD repacks and all. They're just so good. They're those kind of games that you just constantly keep going back to because they're just so good. Even though you played them like a million times, you can just constantly keep going back with them because they're just so enjoyable. And the storylines to them are so good, and you can keep changing the storyline. Oh, I'll be good for this bit. I'll be bad for this. I can murder this person. No, I'll keep this person alive this time. You can just keep changing things. That's what I like about games, where you can they make you come back to them constantly. Which that's good. You don't get that with games nowadays. They're very basic nowadays. You play it once, or if it's an online thing, then you're constantly playing it. But if it's a single player thing, you play it once most of the time nowadays, and then you just don't go back to it. If it's uninteresting, or if it you just don't care about it. Star Wars Battlefront 2 and all, that's not the fucking shitty EA version, the original classic Star Wars Battlefront 2. That was a gem. I still play that quite a lot on Steam. There's actually a multiplayer server on it as well, so there's quite a lot of people that play it on Steam, actually, the classic one. I play it now and then just to piss about in it because it's so much fun with the mods you can put on it and all. There's mods for freaking you can get Rey and Kylo Ren and all that and Darth Plagueis and all that on it now. So there's so many mods. To say it's it's a 14-year-old game and there's still so many people playing it on Steam because of the server which was put up. There's just I remember going into a game once, into a server on Battlefront 2. There was about 4,500 people playing it still. For a game that's 14 years old and there's nearly still 5,000 people regularly still playing it. That's good for a 14-year-old game. That's really good. So yeah, from there then, like I said, fucking State of Decay and all. I love those games. State of Decay 1 and 2, I've got both of them. State of Decay, I've got the Year 1 edition on Steam because obviously you can't get the original one on Steam anymore. The Year 1 edition is basically a remastered HD one of the original one with all the expansions and everything and a couple of changes into it. But I love those zombie games. There's a World War Z game coming out soon. I'm interested in playing that, and one of my mates messaged me he was going to get a PS4 because it was it's coming out only for PS4. So he's we need to play this. I was yes. I'm looks sick. I've seen the trailer to it. It looks really good. Does that World War Z zombie game? Days Gone's out and all. I think that's a zombie game. I think that's a PS4 exclusive as well. It's Days Gone. But I don't have it. I don't have my PS4 down here. It's up at my mum's. So I'll probably play quite a lot of that when I go back up there. Over next weekend and all the week after. What other games and all? What games do you play? And I know you're commenting quite a lot on all the other videos after when I'm asking stuff. So what games do you play? What games are you particularly into? Mario Kart, yes. That I used to play way too much on the. I first got it on the GameCube. With Luigi's Mansion and all. Oh my god, Luigi's Mansion is a game and a half. That was, oh my god, I've got that on my laptop and all just because it's Luigi's Mansion. That game was, it was amazing. I played that so many times and all. But like I said, Mario Kart, I started playing that for the GameCube. The Donkey Kong game with the fucking bongos on GameCube. I used to have that. I used to non-stop play that on the bongos with it. That was it. What was it called? It was Donkey Kong something. You got the bongos with it, and you could I used to piss off the neighbours with it because I used to with the bongos. Top times. There was that game as well, which I used to crack on with. I used to also be obsessed with, if you ever played Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I've got that on Steam. I used to play that a lot on the GameCube. I used to be well obsessed with that game because it's such a good game, open world game. And then you had like, you had the Chaos Garden, which, you could raise the chaos. And then as you progress, you got heaven and hell, and then you could turn the chaos into good or bad or neutral, and you could there were just so many things to say. It was like a 2004 game, and the amount of stuff you could do on a game back then, it was quite impressive to say. Technology for like consoles and all that wasn't that great back then to what it was now. It was quite impressive with some of the games that came out back then. When you do actually think about it and you actually replay them, like, hey, this is this old and this is actually quite impressive. You do actually adore games more after, you look at games now and then you go replay older games that you used to play, like from years and years and years and years, and I mean years ago, from when you were like younger or whatnot. And then you just look, you play them and you get the nostalgic feeling. You just think like, yeah, for the time that these games were released, these are fucking impressive as anything, compared to what, stuff are now. I mean, apparently, with games and all that. But like I said, what's your thoughts on, what games do you play on? Like I said, I prefer like open world games, and I mean, I did get into Grand Theft Auto, but I did like play Liberty City and San Andreas and Vice City. I played quite a bit of GTA 5, but I'm not really. I don't really play Grand Theft Auto anymore because it's just full of kids now. It's GTA 5, so it's just like it's one of those games, I don't really play it anymore because it's GTA, but I don't think many people play GTA 5 anymore now. I think it's just all fucking kids that play it now. I don't think anyone that's older plays GTA anymore. I mean, I don't think they're going to do a GTA 6 anytime soon. So if they do, I think it's going to be based in London. If they do, I don't even think they are going to do one. What the game which I am waiting on, obviously it's already in development, and is the next Elder Scrolls game. I probably won't be released for another couple of years yet. They're already making it. I'd probably say about some 2021 actually, probably 2 years. They could release it end of next year if they've already like started development on it. There was another game. Oh, what was it? It was a PlayStation game. It was really weird. It was this like dude with pink hair. Like pink hair. Tomba. Fucking Tomba. What a game that was. They've remastered that for PS4. Tomba. What a game that was. Tomba's like, if you've ever played Mickey Mouse, which one was it? Mickey Mouse what? Let me just like check it up. Mickey Mouse. It was a PS1 game as well. Mickey Mouse. It's a Mickey Mouse game. Fucking Mickey Mouse. Wicked Summit. Oh, was it Wicked? I can't remember what it was called. It was a PlayStation 1 game. Mickey's Wild Adventure, that's it. That's what Wumba was. It was similar to Mickey's Wild... Oh, I used to love playing that on PS1. Mickey's Wild Adventure. Tomba was similar to that. The similar the way the way it's been built and that you go around like jumping over things, and yeah, Tomba, what a game that was. They have I think they've remastered it, or they are remastering it. I'm hoping they are because it was a really good game. What else was there? Oh, Toe Jam and Earl on the original Xbox. Back in the Groove. What a game that was, if you ever played that. Not Back in the Groove. Back in the Groove's the new one that's been released on Steam. What was it called? I haven't played Back in the Groove on Steam yet. It is on there. That's the one. Toe Jam and Earl 3, Mission to Earth. That was a game and a half. That I've still got that actually, because I've got my original Xbox stashed away somewhere. I've got like all my old consoles, like my GameCube, mate. I've got them in boxes stashed in the attic back home. And I've probably got all these games in here from the original Xbox. PS1 and my PS2's in there. PS3 will be up there and all with my I've just got, because I don't use them anymore. It's nostalgic feeling. I probably will end up pulling them out one day and playing some of them. But like I said, most of the games are on Steam now, so I use Steam to play them. So it's pointless in me, like, you know, going up into the attic or whatnot to pull out all those games to you know, to play them. I'm hoping they release SSX Tricky to Steam, because it was a skateboarding, not a skateboarding, snowboarding game. Was SSX Tricky? I used to play that quite a lot. I used to be obsessed with that. I used to have it on the GameCube. And I think there is an SSX game on Steam, but I think it's like one of the new ones, like SSX, which came out in 2012. I'm not 100% sure about that one. There's one game though that I really wish it would come to Steam. If you've ever played, Disney Skate Adventure. What a game that was! I had that on the game. What a game that was! I mean, I don't know. I mean, it probably might come to Steam one day because Disney's already released Disneyland Adventures and the Disney Rush, and they've released but they still haven't released Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure on Steam yet. Maybe one day. Maybe it might come one day. I've got it on GameCube anyway. So if ever wants to play it, I'd just get out my GameCube and play it. I did try getting an emulator to play it, but you can't emulate it. It's so laggy, and I even tried it on my mate's laptop. He's got on my mate's computer, he's got a £2,500 computer, and even he can't run it. So obviously you can't emulate Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure, but that was a game and a half. I mean, if you haven't played that, you need to play it, but you'd have to go out there and buy a PS2 or a GameCube or something, or an original Xbox. Or if you've got one stashed away, then you can probably pick the game up for a couple of quid off Amazon or something, if you haven't played it. But like I said, yeah, fucking what games? I said this was going to be out half an hour, so I'm going to wrap it up in a sec because I didn't want to blag on too long about this one. I just wanted to it's just something to fill one of the episodes because I'd spoken on the last one. It was 2.5 hours long about quite a lot of stuff. So, and like I said, it's not that I was running out of ideas. It was just I just didn't know what I could do for them to fill those episodes. I probably will come up with some other stuff, but it's just a matter of time of when and what ideas I come up with. Actually, what other games are there? Let me just have a look. Let's have some nostalgia feeling. GameCube. Let's see what other games that I've mentioned quite a few, which Zelda. How the fuck did I miss Zelda? Wow. Yeah, Zelda. Oh my god. I used to be obsessed with Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. I originally played Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64. And then I got it on the GameCube with Wind Waker, and then you got Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask on one disc. So I used to play those with Wind Waker. Oh my god, they were games. I've definitely got those stashed away somewhere. Oh my god, how did I miss out with Zelda? Zelda games. I haven't played the newer ones. I think the last Zelda game I played was Twilight Princess. I haven't played Skyward Sword or the new one because I don't have a Switch. I haven't played the new ones, but they don't look as good as what, Wind Waker, Ocarina of Time, Majora's. Nothing will beat those Zelda games. Realistically, Nintendo need to remaster them. If they remaster those and bring them to the Switch, then I might buy a Switch. Only if they remaster Wind Waker, Majora's Mask, and they did remaster Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask for 3DS. But they need to bring it to Switch. If they remaster Wind Waker alongside Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, then they've got a sale for me. I'll buy a Switch then, because at the moment there's nothing on the Switch which really grabs my attention to actually buy one. So like I say, if they remastered those, then yeah, I definitely would buy one. But at the moment there's not really any games on the Switch which capture my attention to actually buy one. Probably will be you never know. I don't know what games are coming out for the Switch, because obviously I don't have a Switch. It's not like I look up games that are coming out. But like I said, yeah, Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time, I've got them emulated on here actually on my laptop, a Nintendo 64 emulator. I play them quite a lot because they're just those games, literally those two games in general with Windraker, Majora's Mask Ocarina of Time and Windraker literally took up most of my childhood, those 3 games. Literally that's all literally all I played when I was like 5-6 years old. Literally that's all I remember, literally playing. And then when you're in like primary school, everyone were like talking about it, and everyone were playing it. Fun times. Oh dear. Oh, Mario Party. Mario Party 5. Yes, that was a GameCube game that I used to play quite a lot. When I used to have my mates around when I was younger, we used to like smash out the Mario Party 5. Smash it out on GameCube, get the 4 controllers out. Games and a half. I think Mario Party 5 is the only actually decent one, which was I think Mario Party 4 was good as well. I think it was just 4 and 5. Actually, 7 was decent as well. That was on the Wii. Nintendo Wii, that one. That was a decent one. I played that one. But yeah, 4 and 5 were the best. They were both on GameCube. Used to play those a lot. I mean, there's so many games, that everyone's played. It's like it's a nostalgic feeling. It's like I always go back to them. That's why I've got quite a lot of them on Steam. Like I said, with the GameCube games or the Nintendo 64 games, like Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario 64, Mario Kart Double Dash. Oh, that was a game. You always go back to them. You always do. I always do. I'm gonna go back up. I might like crack out the GameCube and just that nostalgic feeling to play on a bit of like Super Mario, Smash Bros. Or a bit of Zelda, Luigi's Mansion. I'm gonna want that stashed away in the attic. Out of the way. Everyone always does go back in the end. To play them. Oh my god. Well, I said I wasn't going to like edit these down. I'm just saying it because someone's rang me on Messenger. People are going to think I'm online on Messenger now, because if someone rings you on Messenger, it makes you come online. It's fucking stupid. It's just going to make me look like I'm online now when I'm not. But as I said, yeah, games. Let's jump back into it for another like 10 minutes. Star Fox Adventures. That's a game that was... No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't Adventures. It was the one on the... I think it was Star Fox 64. Yes, because the end boss, oh my god, that end boss used to creep me out. I think it was Star Fox 64. The end boss with the guy with the fucking weird, the guy with like the gorilla weird face, and then he had these like creepy hands. I think it was Star Fox 64. Let's have a last boss. Yes, no, it was the gorilla man. Not gorilla. It was so creepy. He had these like weird like hands, and then he had like a gorilla like face, but then he had like grey hair and a grey beard. It was the final boss. It was boss 17, I think. It was like literally the last boss where the game had ended. And it took so... I remember the first time me trying to complete it, it took the absolute piss. I'm like... It was so hard. And then... because you had to like keep shooting his hands, and then he'd like whoosh for you, and then you had to like keep like flying around, and then it goes like this like tunnel thing, and then they'd follow you, and then they'd go all the way. There was another one as well, the Golmek was an odd one and all, because the barrier thing kept moving, and you had to like keep shooting it, and it was like moving from left to right, and then you had to like keep going around it to get around it. That was a fun game. They remastered that and off at the end. They've remastered quite a lot of old games of Nintendo actually, and they released them onto 3DS. But yeah, like I said, it's like it's like one thing or another, and then I'm trying to think like other like old games which I used to play quite a lot. That's like a nostalgic feeling. I mean, But if you haven't, like the games I've already mentioned, if you haven't played them, I don't know where you've been living. You clearly have not had a childhood. You haven't played half of those games that I've mentioned. I'm trying to think now. I mean, I play more regular newer games now. I mean, like I said, with Steam Access games, the early access stuff, and was there any Wii games that I used to play? Beside Wii Sport, everyone fucking played Wii Sports. Wii Sports was a game. And Wii Sports Resort and all. What games those were on Wii? I don't think I played many games on Nintendo Wii, actually. I remember playing Super Mario Galaxy 2, obviously Wii Sports Resort. I played Super Mario Galaxy, the Super Smash Brawl, which they released for the Wii. I don't think I actually played anything else on Wii. Oh, bless me, you probably that might have been loud. I don't think I actually played anything else, because I got one, but, you know, round about that. When did the Nintendo Wii come out? Was it about 2006? But that's when the Xbox 360 came out. So I was more playing on the Xbox 360 than anything else. I did have the Nintendo Wii, but like I said, I think I only played those games that I've mentioned. I don't think I played anything else on the Nintendo Wii, actually. Beside, what I just said, you know, Wii Sports Resort, Super Mario Galaxy with Super Mario Galaxy 2, and then the Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I mean, there wasn't that many good games on the Nintendo Wii, actually. There wasn't... from what I can recall, I think the Nintendo Wii was pretty much a flop. I mean, there was some really good games on there, but obviously I didn't really play much on the Nintendo Wii. And then the Nintendo Wii U came out. I never got a Nintendo Wii U. I had the Nintendo Wii, but I never got a Wii U because I stuck to Xbox for a while, and then I went back to PlayStation. PlayStation 4 came out because of like exclusive games, but then I went back to Xbox after a while. I was like, oh no, I'll get a PlayStation 4 and an Xbox One, because, you know, each one has like exclusive games. So it's like I got both of those back up home. I mean, the only reason why I got a freaking Xbox One is because you had State of Decay 2, you had Sea of Thieves, that I really need to play again once all this uni work's done. I really need to play Sea of Thieves again because of all the updates. You had State of Decay 2, Sea of Thieves. There's quite a few Xbox exclusives. Oh, yeah, obviously the Halo games, that was another reason why I got it. And then obviously because it was Xbox 360 backwards compatible and all, so I could use all those games that I already had on it. I mean, the PS4's gone really dull now. I mean, there's a couple of decent like exclusive games. You know, you got Days Gone, you had the Spider-Man game that came out, which was PS4 exclusive. New Dawn? Was it New Dawn? Hold on a minute, let me just like check. I think it was New Dawn. PS4 New Dawn. Was it called New Dawn? I think it was New Dawn, yeah. No, it wasn't New... What was it called? I can't remember what it was called. It was... They're releasing a sequel to it this year. I can't remember what it was called. But like I said, yeah, PS4 recent exclusives, obviously Days Gone. Yeah, God of War, which is an exclusive. Kingdom Hearts 3 wasn't. I got that for Xbox anyway. I mean, recently PS4's exclusives have been really crap. I mean, Xbox is currently dominating them at the moment with like exclusives. I mean, you know, like I said, you had the Spider-Man game, which was a PS4 exclusive, which is really good. Days Gone's not out yet. It might have just recently come out, so I don't know if that's any good. I haven't heard anything about, you know. Actually, it is out, so my mate said he picked Days Gone up. So I don't know what... Obviously, the Persona games and all, they're really good. They're exclusives. There hasn't been a Persona game in about 3 years now. I think the last one was Persona 5, and that was a couple of years ago, which was in... That's what I mean, for the last couple of years, the PlayStation's exclusives have not really been that great. Compared to, you know, the stuff which, you know, Xbox has been coming out with. Should we see what... Let's link this in. Let's do a comparison. Let's do an exclusives comparison and see, you know, what games are actually coming out in this year and next year. Right, let's have a look. Oh, these are the PS4 ones first. Let's have a look. Let's have a look on this. When it loads. I'll just check Audition to make sure I'm actually recording. Yeah, that's all good. Right, so what have we got for the PS4? Obviously, we already know about Red Dead Redemption 2. I was released on Xbox Store too, wasn't it? Yeah, it was, because my brother's got it. That's not a fucking PS4 exclusive. Oh, screw this. It's on GameSpot. Don't have flag on there. A look at new and exclusive. I mean, there are quite a few I know of. There we go. The biggest PS4 and Xbox One games coming in 2019 and beyond. I mean, like I said, Days Gone's one of them. We've had Far Cry New Dawn was it Rage 2? Rage 2's... Is Rage 2 an Xbox exclusive, or is it... I can't remember if it's one of the two, if it's a... and Dying Light 2 as well. Let's have a look. Oh, yes. The Sinking City. Is that already out? What? I thought that was coming out that later this year. Yeah, Sinking City. It's a H.P. Lovecraft American horror game. I love fucking H.P. Lovecraft's work. I'll have to get that on Steam now when I get my monies at the end of next week. Days Gone. Yeah, that's the PS4 exclusive. Rage 2. Oh, it's not an Xbox. I thought it was an Xbox exclusive. It's not. It's coming out on PS4 as well. Same with Dying Light 2 and all. Gears 5, that's coming out soon. That's an Xbox exclusive. I'm not really a Gears fan myself. I mean, I've played some of the games. I didn't really get into them. Let's see what Xbox exclusive. I mean, obviously, you've obviously Xbox. Another reason why I got the Xbox, because Forza Horizon. That's an Xbox exclusive. The Forza Horizon games are brilliant. I mean, that's the only reason why I got an Xbox. The only reason I got an Xbox was the Forza Horizon games, State of Decay 2, because it was an Xbox exclusive, as well as Sea of Thieves. Obviously, they weren't going to be on PlayStation anyway. I don't know. I can't remember. There was a couple of other exclusives. Obviously, the Halo games, like I did mention. Well, the other bad thing. Well, it's good having both consoles actually, because, like I said, each consoles have their own exclusives game, so it's always good having both consoles. But then people are like, well, it's a console, why? Well, why have you got both? I'm like, well, because there's games on one console that I want to play that I can't play on the other console, so I need to have both consoles. Like, you can't win both ways. I don't know, my mate said that. It was like, you need to stick to one. You can't have both a PS4 and an Xbox One. I was like, when they first came out, I was like, well, there's games that are going to be coming out on this that I might want to play that I can't play on the Xbox. I'm like, so I'm going to need both. My mum said that. She was like, what's the fucking point of getting them both? So, well, because there's going to be games coming out on one than the other. It's like, so yeah, I've got them both. Like, sat up at my, I don't have my Xbox anymore actually, because it broke. Sad times. Rip. I did have, it was the original one though, so I do need to get a new one. It was like the original Xbox that came out like 5 years ago now, was it? 2015 did it come out? 4 years ago, should I say? So yeah, it broke on me, sad times. So I'll just save up a little bit and I might get the Scorpio actually. The the higher end one instead of getting a Xbox S. I might get the higher end one. I'll be able to run Sea of Thieves and State of Decay and all that a lot better then. Because I know I've been wanting to play Sea of Thieves since there's been so many updates, because it broke on me back in December, did my Xbox. So, but I haven't actually played Sea of Thieves since August last year. So the amount of updates that have gone on that now, I know I had a couple of my mates on Xbox message me why haven't you been on Sea of Thieves? I was like, I had my Xbox, I brought it to uni, mate, and it broke. So I need to buy a new one. It broke on me, literally. I literally thought it was going to blow up because I can't remember what I was playing. I was playing on a game and it was making this really weird sound, and then I just heard a massive literally, it sounded like the Xbox had exploded. So I quickly turned it off at the plug socket because it was sparking. So I turned it off, and then I left it, and then I tried plugging it back on and it wasn't turning back on. So yeah, it died. Rip. even though I did have it for 4 years, so you know it lasted quite a while to say, you know. It wasn't one of the newest ones, so it was running like the new games that had come out on like an old, you know, the first ever Xbox One. So I'll just I won't get the S. I'll get the what's it called, Xbox One X. I'll probably get the X. But I just have to see see what other like exclusive games are coming. Like I said, I need to get back into playing Sea of Thieves again, because the amount of updates that have been on there, I've missed so much on that game. I mean, I used to play it quite a lot. I had like this like clan. I had a clan that I met in game. Because obviously when I first played it, my mates weren't playing it, because most of my mates are on PlayStation anyway. So when I went into it, I didn't like fucking know anyone, and then I met like fucking loads of people within game, and then, you know, we started like a massive clan, and then, you know, we'd always like go out. It was usually like 4 of us, but then we'd have like 2 other ships of 4, so there was like 12 of us in the game, like helping each other out, you know, getting all the loot from the skeleton. When they had the skeleton ships on, they took ages, so there was like us 12, like, you know, 4 ships, 4 of the big end ships, like going there, like trying to like destroy the ships, which took ages. Those skeleton ships took ages, but the loot you got from it, and then the skeleton island, the Skull Island as well. I don't know if they're still in game now. Like I said, I haven't played it since August last year, so I don't know, a lot's probably changed since I've last played it with the updates, and they're doing a massive update next month, and also I might need to get my Xbox back, because I need to play it again. But like I said, I think I've rambled on quite enough. 46 minute, right? I'm gonna end it there. I was like half an hour, but it's been like 46 minutes. I didn't want to make this a long podcast, so like I said, that's basically it for the video game section. The next podcast will be the last one. Well, it won't be the last one. It'll be the last one for the Wonder Dream podcast, but I'm doing the horror ones. I'm only doing one of the horror one. I was going to do it 5, but because of the campaign, I'm not going to bother doing 5. I'm just going to do 1. So I will, I'll try to do something good for the last one. I'll think of it, even though I'm going to be recording it tomorrow. I'll like give it a think and see what I can come up with and try and make it like a really good podcast. I'm also going to do a live podcast on Tuesday as well. So I have scheduled it. So if you're looking on my YouTube channel on the bottom bit, it has scheduled for 5 p.m. on Tuesday. So I'm doing a live podcast on 5 p.m. on Tuesday. I'm doing quite a lot on there. It's going to be like a 2-3 hour podcast. Because I know a lot of you said about wanting to do a live podcast, so I said I'd set one up, which I have done. So I'll be doing that on Tuesday at 5 o'clock. So like I said, it's on the YouTube bit. If you just like scroll down, you'll be able to see the podcast. We're going to go through quite a lot of stuff. Like I said, I was going to do a big update on the Joker script. That's one of the main reasons why I'm doing it. And then there's a couple of other things which I want to link in, and then like show off a couple of stuff. I might show off some music. I might do. We'll see when Tuesday comes and I do that live podcast. But until then, this podcast will actually go up after that. So I've just mentioned, no, you know what, no, both podcasts are going up on the same day. So, you know, you've got 2 podcasts coming up. I've just mentioned the last podcast. Both podcasts are going up on Monday, which is tomorrow. So you'll get double podcasts. You'll get the 2.5 hour one, and you'll get this hour one. So you're having double the podcast. So then, you know, because I've just mentioned about that coming on Tuesday. If I put this up afterwards, you'll be like, hey, it's already been Tuesday. So I'll put both podcasts up tomorrow. I'll set them to render overnight, and I'll post both podcasts up tomorrow. So you're getting double the podcast tomorrow. So fun times listening to all that. But like I said, yes, I'm doing a live podcast on the Tuesday at 5 o'clock, 2-3 hour. It might be a bit longer. It just depends on what I do. You know, what I go through. You know, I want to show off that Joker script. I want to go through it a little bit and just like showcase it off. And I want to get a couple of ideas and all, because it's not that I've run out of ideas. I just want to get your opinions on, you know, how the script's going, and you know, it'll be our little secret. don't because afterwards, once the live podcast is done, I'll make an archive of it, but it won't be posted up onto my YouTube channel, because I don't want people, you know, everyone knowing, you know, getting the plot of the script. So whatever you do, if you do listen into the podcast, don't record it, don't take screenshots, because this is like exclusive just for, you know, for people that are listening to these podcasts. I have set it exclusively. I've diminished it out so only subscribers can actually watch the live podcast, because like I said, because I'm not going to be uploading the live podcast. I'll be saving it for my own reference, to put in with my uni work or whatnot, but I'm not going to be uploading it because, like I say, I don't want everyone knowing about that script, and because I'm showcasing it off and maybe showcasing off some music. I don't want it being leaked, because I'm sending it into Warner, especially the Joker Love Harley scripts, because I'm sending it into Warner Brothers. And if it does actually get somewhere, they actually do make it into a film, because you never know, anything can happen. Then it's already been leaked, so everyone knows what the plot is of the film. That's why I said, if you do end up tuning in, whatever you do, don't record it, don't screen, don't just listen, just watch, just enjoy. Don't screenshot it, don't record it, because I don't want it leaking, because it's a script that I'm sending off to Warner Brothers themselves once it's done. And because obviously I've been working on it for so long, I'm just doing it for people, to get feedback on it. That's the reason why I'm doing it, just to get feedback on the script, and get a couple of ideas, how I could because obviously, I want, people's opinions, especially DC fans, because, at the end of the day, how Warner Brothers is making DC films at the moment, the trash. Shazam and Wonder Woman were good films, and Aquaman was a pretty decent film, but when it comes to the Batman films and all that, it needs to come from fans. That's why I'm writing this script for the fans, and I'm writing it personally for myself, because obviously I'm a big DC fan, and I've spent 3.5 years on this script now, and it's still not done. I should have it done, like I said, in the next 4 months, and then send it off in August. But like I say, I wanted your opinions on it, especially DC fans, to make sure that it's all good and go. But like I said, don't take screenshots of it, record it. If I could, I'd block it, but YouTube's not that advanced. But like I said, it's personally going to be for my subscribers that are on YouTube, and obviously the people that have been listening to the podcast. I'm going to set it to subscribers only, because you can do that now on YouTube. So I'm going to set it to subscribers only, and then like I said, do not record any of it. If I see one leak, just one leak, I will not be happy. I will not be happy. Like I said, I'm going to end it there on that podcast anyway, because it's been that's been an hour on as well. So like I said, both podcasts are going up tomorrow. Well, it's going to be today anyway, Monday. So once you listen to one, you'll listen to the other. They're both going up tomorrow. And then the last one will go up on Thursday, Friday. So you'll wait 3-4 days so you can listen to these two. And then I'll post up the last one. So then it just gives me them extra couple of days then to actually work out and figure, even though I'm busy on the Wednesday. I don't know what I'm doing on the Thursday yet. I could potentially on the Friday do it all then and then post it up on the Friday. So then it just gives me those extra couple of days to figure out how I'm going to end the Wonder Dream podcast. So decide if I am going to carry them on after my final project for uni. I'm debating at the moment. I'm 50-50 because of how well that they're doing. So I'm just 50-50 whether I should continue them on, or should do another season of the Wonder, do it like a season thing. Have this as season 1, and then have a season, and then come up with some more ideas and do a season 2. Have like a month break to come up with some more ideas for some more episodes. So I'll just see how things go in the next couple of weeks. But like I said, I hope you enjoyed this one. Obviously, like I said, I just wanted to do a video game one because, like I said, I was going to do it on Hollywood Remakes, but I don't want to do that podcast now. Because I was looking at different articles and that, and I just couldn't be bothered after looking through it all, going back and forth. I just couldn't be bothered. It's not that I couldn't be bothered with it, it's just not, it wasn't a subject which interested me. And when I do these podcasts, I want to do stuff which interests me, not stuff just because, it's media related. I mean, I want to mix it up a little bit. That's why I've been doing one media, then one something else, and then I've just been mixing it up. So like I said, I hope you enjoy this podcast. Both podcasts will be going up. So you had the massive 2.5 hour one, which was the film and TV and whatever else I babbled on about, which will be uploaded first. And then a couple of hours later, this one will be uploaded. So I hope you enjoy, listening to 2 podcasts. That's 3.5 hours worth. Like I said, I'm not editing these down now. I've only got one more to record now, which I'll do Monday, which is tomorrow. So these 2 will go up, and then I'll record the last one on the Monday or the Tuesday, depending on because I've got to do that horror one first anyway. So like I said, I might record the last one on the Friday. So then it gives me a couple of days just to think on how to do the final episode and, you know, end it off properly just in case. And then it gives me, like I said, it gives me another couple of days to, you know, decide if I'm going to continue with it or not. I just have it, you know, as just like a little side project that I did. So we'll just have to see. You'll know when the next podcast goes up, because I'll mention it in the last one, if it's going to be the last one or if I'm going to continue on with it. We'll just have to see, because all these will also, I'm going to try and get them all on Spotify. I found a site which I can do. I just need to pay a fucking monthly subscription, and then I can put all 10 episodes all up at once, so it's like a full season thing. So, you know, I can get more viewers from that doing that. So I'll just get into that. That probably won't be until like mid-May when I do that, because I need to like edit them down properly, you know. Make sure there's no, you know, sound effects in there which I've been editing into them that are not copyrighted. So I need to like go through them all again. So it might be like a month or so after the last one that they'll go on Spotify if I can get them on there. So hopefully they will go on there. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, I don't know what the last episode will be about. Like I said, both these podcasts, the last one and this one, you're getting 2 podcasts tomorrow, which is Monday now. So as you're listening to it now, it's Monday. You've got 2 podcasts to listen to. So like I said, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in maybe the final episode of the Maybe Not, which will be on Friday.